Even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream.
You cannot be crazy enough to think you can change the world if you have not heard something. If you have not been shown something by a force.
We've got some difficult days ahead, but it really doesn't matter with me now because I've been to the mountaintop.
When the force that is within you shows you what you can do, you become a mad dog. If you say you will change your world, if you say you will be a multi-millionaire in 2025, I'm not kidding you, it is very possible and you can. If you are skilled at what you do, you will be the one determining your own pay. If your goal and your dream aligns with the call of your soul, you know, we said, don't set goals that is anti your soul. Your goal must be in alignment with what your God, when I say soul now, I mean what God destined for you. It is written in the volume of the books, lo, I come to do my own will. Is that what he said? I come to do your will. So if you come to do the will, based on what is written in the volume of the book, your time will be very fast. Based on that, there's a form of strength, resilience that will come from your spirit to chase after that goal like a mad dog. There is no iota of this cannot happen or doubt, because the blueprint was given to you. If he is the one that really sent me, he will give me the provision. And now I have heard that he sent me. You see, the desire to move became faster. Before he was sluggish, before he was lagging, because he didn't know whether the one who sent him has made provision. But now, he now heard from someone else that you have been sent. Okay, if you have been sent, tell him that you can't send me without provision. He has already made the provision. Oh, really? Then you see he took off. And taking off, the results will start showing. That now takes me to what Steve Jobs said. He says, those who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are those who often do. You cannot be crazy enough to think you can change the world if you have not heard something. If you have not been shown something by a force. When the force that is within you shows you what you can do, you become a mad dog. So those who are crazy enough to think they can change the world, they are those who often do. So the admonition is, be crazy enough to think that 12 months in 2025 will be to you like 20 months for others. You didn't hear me, I'll say it again. 12 months in 2025 will be to you like 20 years for others. Amen. Why? Because you will run so fast and get results that others will only think is possible in 20 years. You have compressed decades into days. That's what is going to be for 2025. Compressing decades into days. How would that be possible? Like we already said, this whole thing, they are based on principles, based on strategies, based on formulas that others that have gone ahead already have brought out. Because the thing you want to achieve now, whether you want to make $1 billion in 2025, 1,000,001 people already have made $1 billion before. If you want to build a house, many have built mansions. And I said the stories and the successes of many already are documented in books. You are the one too lazy to study the books. Many great people have documented their successes in courses and programs. You are the one too lazy to study those courses and programs. So very quickly now, having known what you want to do, you take action, you go back and see what is working, that's not working, you go back to action again. These 5 things, like we already have mentioned before in one of the classes, which you may not have taken seriously is worth going back to again. Number one, you have to recognize that nobody who is crazy enough or thinks is mad enough to change the world, who eventually does. Because if you say you will change your world, if you say you will be a multi-millionaire in 2025, I'm not kidding you, it is very possible and you can. No mad person is on the street that you eventually don't know is mad, because his behavior and character will prove to you that this person is really mad. So if you are mad enough to think, in spite of what others think of you, 2025 will be different from you in career, in business, in relationship, in finances. If you are mad enough to think that way, you will do it. So, and those who are mad enough to change their world, there are 5 buckets they pour into in the exact right order. If you miss any of these 5 things, forget about the prophecies. Prophetic, it will not come to pass. Your super ability will not work if you miss it in this right order. The first order is that you must pour into the bucket of knowledge. So in your mind now, arrange 5 buckets in your mind. I will be great, or I am great, and this is the journey of that greatness. Mentally organize 5 buckets. The first bucket is the bucket of what do I know? I'm going to run through this in just 10 minutes. If you grab it, you grab it. If you don't, I have to be great because I'm mad enough to think that I can change my world. And those who are crazy enough to think they can change the world, they are those who do what? They often do change the world. All great men are mad people. They don't think like ordinary people. So the first bucket, every great man you know, that you admire, that you see on TV, the first bucket they pour into is the bucket of what do I know? Knowledge. So the question you're asking yourself now, this thing I want to become, do I have the requisite knowledge to become it? Because it will never happen by accident. It will never happen by abracadabra. It will never happen by hands being laid on you. Those who are laying hands on you, they know a lot that made them now come to the point where they can lay hands on you. Nobody lays hands on you that does not know anything. And you expect to be laid hands on without you knowing anything. It will not work. And the thing you have to know must be in sync with what you say you want to have. For example, we are having to develop ourselves strongly in self-development, in communication, and so on and so forth, because these are the things we have said we want to be. So what do you want to be? According to that goal you want to achieve now, if you want to make $5 million in 2025, I hope you know it's possible. There is an information you must have. There is a knowledge you must have, a knowledge base you must have that is equal to $5 million in the quantum field. In the spirit realm, $5 million has a frequency. The frequency that $5 million operates in the spirit realm is not the frequency that $2,000 operates in. So you must raise your energy to that frequency. It can never come to meet you. That result cannot condescend to your level. You will have to raise your frequency to that level. And how do you raise it? By information, by awareness, by consciousness. So knowledge must be prioritized. Starting from now, your knowledge base must increase tremendously. You must set your time so much so that there is time for sleep. The time for reading cannot be used for sleeping. You cannot now have timetable for watching videos. Imagine you watch a movie that has 12 series and each series is about 45 minutes. And each series has 12 episodes and we have 12 series. That's 144 episodes. of 45 minutes. You do the maths and see how your life is wasted applauding people making money on you. Having a programmed mind based on the scripts that others have written. Because every movie you watch is reprogramming your mind. It's time to write your own script so that others can watch you and pay into your account. And that will happen with knowledge. It doesn't matter what your knowledge base is right now. The protocol, the program, the strategy is already there. We'll just show it to you, you follow. The next bucket you will pour into is the knowledge of what can I do? And that has to do with skill. If you have knowledge, you know they will say knowledge is power, right? Knowledge is not actually power. Applied knowledge is where the power is. So all this knowledge we are going to have, you will have to practice that knowledge. In other words, you will have to serve the knowledge. You will work with the knowledge until your knowledge becomes a skill for you. And it does not take 6 months before you can master something. We already said to you, if you want to know something, you read it. If you want to understand it, you write it. If you want to master it, you teach it. That's why you must take your teaching now very seriously. If you want to master the knowledge you are learning fast, you must give attention to the law of teaching others. What you teach people, you know faster and better. And anything you have known begins to work for you faster. It does not work for you because you learnt it. It works for you because you are helping others to get results by what you are teaching. Does that make sense? Do you understand that? Okay, so the next one now will now be your network. When you know something and you have a skill to serve others by what you know, it means that more people will have to come to you who requires the solution that your skill can provide. True of us? True. Now, for example, the academy you are going to be teaching in, because you are dishing out knowledge and your knowledge has become skill for you, more people will come to you who have the resources to pay for the solution you want to provide. In the same thing in your business, in the same thing in your career, the reason why you have not gotten the promotion is because your boss do not see you valuable enough. You have not been able to provide solution that moved the company from 2x to 15x or 20x. If consistently you give solutions that move your organization to the next and higher level, they will start taking you seriously. Two of us, they will take you seriously. If in your marketplace, you are the one whose product and idea, moves the needle in that sphere, in that niche, customers will take you seriously. Your networkers will take you seriously. So your network increases when your skill begins to provide better value for those in the marketplace. So in the next year coming, your attention is how to serve more people. And nobody is interested in what is not working. So I can do, and all you are doing does not move the needle in anybody's favor. Nobody cares about you. That is why, again, the level of implementation, which is the lowest level of value, does not make you become rich. There are 4 levels of value. Quickly put that down. The first level is the level of implementation, where you serve people in the market with your muscle, your strength. You are trading your strength and time for money. You will never be rich. Why? Because you cannot do 1,000,000 times of what is not working and expect to be rich. The next level in the scale of value is the level of management, which is unification. In that level, it's your ability to lead people and manage them that pays you money. It's higher than implementation, but at the same time too, you are limited because what you earn is based on what others can do, and you are also in the chain where people give direction and set the limit for your growth and your earning. The third level is the level of communication. where what you earn from or earn with is your mouth, your ability to communicate. I said that to say this. In the year coming, starting from now, that's why communication is part of what we want to train on. You must learn how to sell yourself. Many of us are where we are today because I don't want me they call the thing say you lack the ability to sell yourself. You meet someone who has the capacity to change your level, but you don't know how to talk, or you are too shy to talk, or you are too concerned about what people will say about you to sell yourself. And nobody is that good that will read it on your forehead that you need help. I don't know what I just said now. Nobody is that good. Even if they see it on your forehead that you need help, scripture must be fulfilled. He didn't say they will give you help when they see that you need help. He said, ask and it shall be given to you. If you don't ask, you will never get. And how to ask is a skill you must learn. Then the fourth level is the level of imagination. So the two areas where we're going to be functioning big deal is in the level of communication and the level of imagination, where your mind and your money makes more money for you. Okay, so your skill, your knowledge, your skill, your network is very important. Then that now leads to the next, which is your resources. Very quickly now, resources. You pour into your knowledge. Your knowledge overflows into skill. There is no need having knowledge that will not become skill. The Bible says, ever learning and never coming to the knowledge of the truth. There are some of us, we are always learning. What we learn never produces results. Every master class, especially those of you that are networkers, every network marketing class, every program, you see them there. ITV calls, they are there. EBS, they are learning everything. And yet, 5 years after, you are still where you are. One knowledge is enough to transform your life. But because you are always grabbing, seeking, you don't use what you have. Your knowledge pours into your skill. Your skill becomes a good network for you. And the more network you have, the more resources you can get. So the fourth is what you have. Network is who you know. Who you know, your network. Your resources now, what you have. So as much as every one of us want to have, because that is the target now, isn't it? Every human being wants to have. But the truth of the matter is, why it seems like it takes forever to have is because you just want to jump into the fourth bucket of having without knowledge, without skill, without network. So we must build a solid level of knowledge, make it a formidable skill that will attract the right network. You see, you do not go to network, you attract them by your skill. You cannot attract resources when you don't have knowledge and have skill. You will pray from now till Jesus Christ comes, you will not have. So resources, very important. Then the last now is what people think of you. This 5 bucket, and that's reputation. Reputation, what people think of you. Some people have skill, they have knowledge, they have skill, they have resources, they have network, but they have a very bad reputation. If you have a bad reputation, everything you have built will soon start coming down. Because you cheated to get up, you will also come down. Okay, so with these 5 things that we are going to work on, this is the 5 major areas where we are going to stretch on as we journey into 2025. When we get it right in these 5 networks, or rather these 5 areas, you will see that it really does not take time. For example, his child is not feeling well and he has taken the child to the hospital. Do you think he will be the one deciding the amount to be paid? Will he be the one deciding the amount? Why? Because he is in a very serious need. The life of the child is more important to him now than the money. Are you getting it now? So it is the person that wants to treat the child that will say, I want to collect XYZ amount from you. If you don't want to pay, go. And because he trusts in that person's capacity to deliver, And there's no time to be gambling here and there if we want to pay. So I said that to say, if you are skilled at what you do, you will be the one determining your own pay. Are you getting now? You will be the one determining your own pay. And you can determine your pay if you are very good and be a multi-millionaire within 12 months. It's as simple as that. The reason you are still scared to price yourself up is because you are not confident of what you can deliver. Your competence comes before your confidence. So your competence always precedes confidence. So you don't have confidence because you don't have competence. So what we want to build now is your competence level.